I had quite a few unpleasant experiences while in my first year as a medical registrar, which I thought affected not only my well-being but also patient safety. Well, I would turn up to cardiac arrests and peri-arrests and be the most senior member of the team. But often everyone would look to my male F1 colleague for advice and for leadership, and I would be providing instructions that weren't being taken seriously.
Most female doctors have experienced some sort of sexism, and it's quite similar, and certainly the things that I've experienced are things that colleagues are expressing now. The most troubling was actually when I was a medical student, watching the surgeon operate. It wasn't very comfortable, and we were standing for a long time. So I can remember feeling a bit faint, and the acknowledgement that I had from the consultant who was operating was one of shouting to the entire theatre, "Quick, she's going to faint, take all her clothes off." That sort of thing was not uncommon. When the BMA produced the report about sexism in the medical profession, it had quite an effect. We decided that we'd run a series of workshops to hear what people had to say, what their experiences and what they wanted to do about it. They were very powerful meetings. We had the support of NHS Elect, who facilitated for us, and we took the ideas from those meetings and formed the network then to meet and try to work through some of the suggestions that people had made.
I just thought there needs to be a way that we better identify people, especially in emergency situations, so that patients can be managed safely and colleagues can be treated with respect. And the first idea I thought of was, everyone wears lanyards. It might be useful having them brightly coloured in a way that people could easily identify what grades people are, not only just for colleagues, but also for patients and families. Following introduction of the lanyards, 65% of females said that they'd noticed an improvement in sexism they've experienced in the workplace because of the lanyards. And comments included things like, there's no unconscious bias, I'm not automatically assumed to be the most junior member of the team. But it also impacted patient safety because you turn up to a cardiac arrest and the rest of the team automatically know this is a medical registrar, this is who'll be leading the arrests, and I feel things run smoother and more safely as well. The moment I raised the initiative, it was taken forward, funding was approved, there was a big launch giving it out to everyone, and then they've been introduced in induction, so all the new doctors coming in are now wearing it. So I think the Trust has been exceptionally supportive in helping with this initiative, but it is also quite an easy initiative that can be adapted by other trusts to try and tackle that unconscious bias.
So it was important as part of the network to have a suite of actions. So the lanyards was one, checking of our policies and guidelines was another, making sure that we have regular network meetings and engage with people on a rolling basis, not just as a one-off. And as part of that, we have, as an organisation, signed the BMA Pledge, which is a series of 10 actions which help articulate what an organisation's trying to do. It felt important to do that as soon as we'd heard of it. Some of the work was work that we were already embarking on, but to join up with the BMA and other colleagues in other trusts and to be part of the team that says, we are going to not stand for this, and we're going to make sure that everything we do stacks up to improve working lives. So I have been given some time in my job plan to do some of this. The HR teams have been obviously massively supportive. We have support from executive and non-executive colleagues who've been to the meetings. I would say that if other organisations are wanting to know how to take sexism in the medical profession seriously, then one of the things they can do is also sign the BMA Pledge. The suite of actions are quite straightforward. They're probably part of some of the work they're already doing with HR, and it means it's easier for people to have a checklist of, are we going in the right direction and are we doing the same thing as everybody else?